listening to the Danger Tapes podcast with your host, Devin Ramos.
What's up, everybody? This is Devin Ramos, and you are listening to the Danger Tapes podcast. It's been a while since I've done an episode, and actually last week I recorded 10 minutes of an episode and didn't finish it. Actually, the recording I did in front of a fountain, and I thought it would sound really cool, but when I went back to listen to it, it just sounded like crackling bacon on a pan, so I didn't release it. Otherwise, just sort of been on a hiatus with the podcast, and it's really odd that I'm starting it up right now in my car, which I'm laying down, but it's odd because right now I'm getting over a cold, and it's at the point of the cold where it's just lingering. It's just that lingering part of it. My head still feels like it's surrounded by water, and I'm just submerged in water all day, so it feels like all this pressure is on my head right now. Otherwise, aside from the stuffed nose and the slight cough, I feel fine. So it's really just annoying at this point that I'm feeling all these symptoms, because I don't even feel sick anymore. I went to the gym this morning, and if I didn't have these symptoms, I'd be fine. But otherwise, I did sort of go on this hiatus, and I'm not sure why. I just wasn't really feeling inspired to do the podcast. I did want to bring about a new era of the podcast, so to speak. But in reality, a lot of people are telling me that they really just enjoy hearing me talk, which is odd, because I don't know. I think that I'm an interesting person, but only interesting in the type that, the type of person that does the same thing every day, and they have these little idiosyncrasies about them. I kind of feel that way about myself. Somebody described me recently as being the type of person that, if I said I would never eat mustard again in my life, I probably would never eat mustard again in my life. And I think that's pretty accurate, because I think that I try to do these things where almost like challenges for myself. Sometimes I'll just say, like, I know, like, when I was 18, I think, I told myself I would stop drinking soda completely. And I used to drink a lot of soda. I loved soda. I grew up, an overweight child, and I loved soda. I loved juice. I loved all kinds of sugary drinks. So when I was 18, I distinctly remember the time I was sitting in Burger King, and I was drinking a Dr. Pepper, and I said, this is probably what makes me break out so much on my face, because every now and then I would break out, like, not a lot, but enough. And I said, I'm just going to stop drinking soda. And for the most part, I did. Sometimes I really crave a soda, and there's sometimes when you absolutely need to have a fucking soda. Like, the best time for me to have a soda is when I'm eating a Reuben sandwich, because that saltiness and the sweetness from, say, like a root beer is just so good together. And I don't really want soda with, like, a burger. I'm content in, like, having iced tea or even lemonade, but it's a certain type of saltiness that I would love to have a soda with. And it completely fucks up my body. I get a headache like an hour later, but it's just so goddamn good. And I can't get away from not drinking a soda during those moments. But I think for the most part, like, 99% of my soda consumption has been completely cut out of my life. And so I am that type of person that if I say I'm not going to do it, I'm really going to make an attempt to really not do it. At times I wonder if that would, like, translate to serious drug use, where if I had taken cocaine a couple of times out of my life, I probably could quit it. I don't know, I'm kind of joking about that, but I do have this sort of a pretty good sense of discipline in that way, but in ways that actually matter, like dedicating myself and focusing on something, I really don't have that kind of dedication. So, I mean, maybe I am an interesting person in that way, because the type of things that I dedicate my life to completing don't really matter or don't amount to anything in real life. But other things, like not drinking soda and being a little less obese, sort of does help out a lot. But lately, since my last episode of the podcast, which I think I just talked about music and I think Kanye West, which as of now, The Life of Pablo is like blowing up everywhere, or as many places as people will be able to download it or stream it from Tidal, which I pirated it. I got it from the Pirate Bay, simply because I'm not going to wait around for Kanye to do his whole spiel about how he believes it should be on Tidal or whatever the fuck. I've been a big Kanye fan, and I refuse to support Tidal, so I pirated it. If he comes out with a hard copy, I'll buy it. It's that simple. So I can't say that I really love the album. I think I really like it. It's fun to listen to, but I think I like the Yeezus a little bit more. But Life of Pablo is still pretty good. It's not his best by far, but it's still really good. Ultralight Beam is literally healing my soul right now, and making me feel better every time I listen to it. I don't feel sick for just that little bit for like that 5 minutes that song lasts. Excuse me. I know my voice sounds really shitty right now. I have that voice where you could definitely tell that I've been sick. And I just came from Starbucks right now, and I accidentally grabbed another girl's drink, and I'm afraid she's going to get sick soon. So, and I didn't tell her anything. So, my bad to that girl. But, yeah. And I do seem to be getting the people sick around me. So, I'm definitely contagious. I definitely know that. My mom came home sick today. And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like a great person to be. I'm not like a socially responsible person when it comes to me being sick. I try. I do my best to not go around people that I know shouldn't get sick. Babies and older people, or like senior citizens, I guess. But for the most part, if you're my friend, I'll probably go around you. And I'll kind of feel bad if you get sick, but otherwise, like, that should have been on you to take your vitamins. Because I think for the most part, people don't really give a fuck when they're sick. They just go in public, they do things. I went to the gym today. Like, I feel like the gym is the worst place to go when you're sick, just because it's warm and it's festering with sweat, and everybody's touching the same shit. Nobody really washes their hands as much as they should. But I still went to the gym, and I still touched a bunch of things, and I guarantee you somebody might get sick from it. But I was really careful when I did that. I made sure that I didn't touch my face or anything, because I usually don't when I'm at the gym anyways. I'm probably more cautious about that. But I don't know, like, I weighed myself this morning. I've been sick since more or less since last Friday. Right now I'm recording this on today's Wednesday. So I've been sick for, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 or 6 days now. And the last time I went to the gym was on Friday, and I weighed myself this morning. I gained 4 pounds. I was like, fuck no. Fuck this shit. I'm not letting this cold dictate my weight. I need to get into the fucking gym. So I went to the gym. I did a light workout. Real light, which is about the same as what I usually do anyways when I'm at the gym. I don't really go that hard. But it helped out. I came back home, and as I always do, I obsessively weighed myself, and I lost 2 pounds of probably what was water weight. So I was pretty content with that. Kind of back on track where I usually am. Right now my weight is reflecting what would be a really fun weekend where I'm just kind of drinking and kind of eating whatever I want, which I'm okay with. I'm alright with that. But yeah, so God, what was I saying? I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these episodes, and you can clearly see that in how my train of thought is just all fucked up right now. But yeah, I'm just kind of busy with school, and I don't know. Thinking about like staying in school and getting my master's, and there's a lot of things coming into question. Seeing as I'm graduating in June, which is really I should have graduated like 4 years ago, but I don't know. I'm thinking about staying. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of hard work, but I think it's work that I'm capable of doing. But it's also work that I'm just kind of don't want to do. Just sort of. I always talk about me getting tired of things and me getting annoyed, but I think right now I'm at a place in my life where I'm kind of happy and optimistic about things. And that also kind of shows me what I don't want to continue doing, because right now I feel a little bored with school. I mean, I've been in college for 9 years now, and I don't know, it gets old. If I were to stay in school to get my master's, that would make me a college student for 11 years. That's a lot of fucking time. And especially since I can afford it right now and continue to afford it if I keep working at my job, which would mean more time at a job that I don't really like anyways. So there's a lot for me to think about, but at the same time, it's really not that much. It's really just a matter of me making a decision, and I seem to be really indecisive about what I want to do. But I've came to the conclusion that because I'm a hard worker, and even though I don't 100%, I wouldn't even say 40%, like I don't really know what I want to do, but I know that I'm such a hard worker that even if I get into something like I kind of like, I'll work hard at it anyways, because for whatever reason, just because I feel like that's what you should do. And I know there's a lot of people that don't really like their job anyways. Like, I'm sure my dad didn't love his job. I'm sure my mom doesn't love her job, but she just works hard at it. So being that I'll be a college graduate, I should be able to get a better job anyways. And even if I don't 100% like it, like, it's better anyways, because I don't even like my job right now, and I'm still working pretty hard at it. So it doesn't really make me scared. That was a really weird pause. It doesn't really make me scared about what I'm going to do. But I know that at some point I'll find something that I really like, or I'll find something that I kind of like, or even 10% like. And that's okay. That's okay. I think that the job search is polarized for a lot of people. And what I mean by that is people are really afraid of finding something that they hate. So, because they're so afraid of finding something that they hate, they really want to find something that they absolutely love. And I really don't feel like that's practical. Because even though I don't like my job now, there are parts of it that I like. I've met a lot of really cool people in the last 10 years that I've worked there. And I've learned a lot of things about fruits and vegetables and shit that I probably would have never learned if I didn't work there. And it's really kind of working there, especially in the position that I'm at. Not everybody has had this position, but working where I'm at has given me a lot of time, a lot of solo time to think and to reflect and to just really, really think about myself as an individual, which I feel like everybody else that works at that job in different departments, because they're working around other people, they don't really have that time to think about themselves in that way. And I'm not even sure if people in my department get that time as well. I just feel like with myself, I've had so much time to think. It's very tranquil at times, and sometimes very crazy, very chaotic, but sometimes very nice and mellow, and I just get all that time to think about stuff. And there's been a lot of times when I've come to conclusions about my life working there, because for whatever reason I go like this long stretch of days where I really don't interact with a lot of people. And I think some people would be afraid of that, but I think for the most part it's worked out in my favor, because I think that I do well working alone. And that's not a bad thing. And I've realized I could go like, how many days can I go by myself? Like, I've realized I could go about 5 to 7 days working by myself. I'm in a parking lot right now, by the way, which is why you can hear this guy next to me starting his car. I could go about 5 to 7 days by myself without any major interaction. And, minor interaction, interacting with somebody at the store, paying for my coffee or something. That type of interaction I kind of need, but in the sense that I don't need to seem like, oh my god, that's awful music. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but somebody's playing like this prog rock poppy shit. Proxy Blink 182 type thing. I can't stand that shit. Anyways, where I would not need to see the people that are closest to me, I could go like maybe 5 days. And I think that scares a lot of people. And I think some people don't do as well. And I've met people that can do it. I've met people that can go for longer stretches, but I don't think a lot of people would have been able to hang in my department just because of that. I think that people need some sort of interaction at all times. Face-to-face interaction. And I feel like my department is really a place for loners. And I was kind of a loner at one point. I still kind of am. I really appreciate when the people I have around me now, I really appreciate and I really enjoy their company. But at one time I was really a loner. And I fit right into my department. And because I've just been conditioned to loving that and enjoying that and experiencing the benefits of that, I think it's okay. And I don't mean to like wax poetic on my job. My job is, I work in produce. It's cool. But the way I'm talking about it now, like, don't think I'm like making it seem like the best thing in the world. I just think it happens to be one of the things that I can do that I'm pretty okay at. And that I enjoy on some level. Hold on, I need water. So my throat is like dry as fuck. So yeah, like I know like after I'm done with school, I'll probably find something that I'm okay at too. And I'll be there for a long time and I'll make hopefully some good money. Well, I don't need to make tons of money. I know what I need to be comfortable, and I know what I need to be at a place where I can be financially free, so to speak. And I'm working towards that now. I feel like I'm in a really good place. I feel like I'm in a really good place financially, emotionally. You know, I'm okay right now. I think the last time I was doing the podcast, a couple weeks ago, about a month or two ago, I think, oh shit, yeah, it's been a while. I was like on the edge. I was like teetering. I was kind of coming out of my little funk. Because I know there was a lot of episodes where I was just like really, really pissed and really annoyed. But I think I've come out of it. I feel pretty good. And I think that's sort of the reason why I've been waiting a while to do the podcast, was because I wasn't sure how to function and create material based on my current mood. Because I think when I started it, I didn't really need to think about it because I wasn't doing as many solo episodes of the podcast. So I had a lot of friends on, so I could interact with them and I could be at a level emotionally where I didn't have to think about myself. But when I started doing these solo episodes, I was at a place where I was not 100% happy with things. Or even like close to like 80%. I was probably like at a 75%, just kind of apathetic towards a lot of things. And I don't know. I've been realizing things that I don't want to be apathetic anymore. And I don't want to have that indifference that my throat is really bothering me. I don't want to have that indifference that I was going through life with. Because when I started the podcast, I was really enthusiastic about what everybody was doing, and I lost that along the way. And I've been really reflecting on that and trying to be proactive in keeping myself from getting there again. Because I think that when you start thinking about these things, and I'm not saying this is the answer to everything, but for me at least, when I start thinking about these things, I kind of start walking around with a little cloud over my head. And I was walking around with that cloud over my head for at least 2 to 3 years. The first year and a half of that, I didn't realize I even had a cloud over my head. I was just kind of mad and angry. Not even angry, just kind of pissed off about things. And I kind of realized it and, but didn't really want to do anything about it last year. But now that things are kind of good, I'm really ignoring it. No, I can't. Not even ignoring it. I'm just like not. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel okay. I feel good. And I'm trying to be not so much positive. I don't like when people get that attitude where like, well, I'm going to be positive about everything, and then they're like annoyingly positive about it. I'm going to be appreciative of the things that I have right now, because I think that I lost that appreciation, and I think I was taking a lot of things for granted. And I think I'm glad that I've realized that before like I lost it, or I lost those things in my life. So I'm really starting to appreciate things right now for what they are. I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of when a moment is happening in my life, and I need to appreciate that. So that's where I am with this. And I hope people got this far in the podcast. I think I'm at 24 minutes right now. Do I have anything else to say? I'm going to give a shout out to Karina, because I've told her that I was going to give her a shout out for a while now. And because this is the first time that I'm coming back in like a month and a half, 2 months, giving a shout out to Karina. If anybody else would like a shout out, let me know. There's a couple people that want to be on the podcast, so I'm going to make that happen. I think I'm a little bit more open towards things right now. And I'm not going to have this podcast be so music-centered, because I think I lost interest in that. There's still going to be a lot of my friends who happen to do music on it, I want to get Aaron back on, but we're not going to even talk about music. We're going to talk about shit. But Aaron is coming out with a new EP soon, and I have very high expectations for it. Not to put any pressure on Aaron, but from what I've been hearing, it looks like it's going to be a good project. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it as well. What kind of music I'm going to have on this podcast, I don't know, because there was complaints about people didn't like the music, and I want people to listen to this entire thing. When they do listen, I want them to listen to the entire thing and not be put off by music they don't like. So I'm going to have like intermissions, maybe a song at the end, just the way I used to do. Interviews, probably not as many, but we're going to figure some shit out, because I really do want to do this podcast, and I really do appreciate what it did for me when I first started it. Because it did do a lot for me. It did bring me out of my shell, and there's still some hang-ups I have socially, but I'm working through them. This podcast has always been a great way for me to work through these things. So thank you guys for listening to this episode, and I will be more loose about it. There are more podcasts coming, but I'm going to be more loose about the way they're released. I think it's more fun for me that way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. There will be another episode very soon. I can't tell you when, but yeah, thank you guys for listening. Peace.